Okay, fellow, this is just the continuation of sine, cosine rule and area rule. But for today, we are going to consider what the cosine rule. Last time we were dealing with the sine rule. We made a proof as well as the application, same as cosine rule. Cosine rule, cosine rule. Firstly, we are going to start with the proof of the cosine rule. Suppose if I have a triangle like this, let's say this is my triangle with A, B, and C. I need to prove that A squared is equals to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. How do we prove that formula? So simple. Look, we are going to say now we have our angles. Then our side is going to be the lowercase of the given angles, which is C as well as B. Let me write this B here. Then now we are going to prove that formula. For us to prove that formula, first we are going to start with the construction perpendicular height H. Then let's call this point D. Yeah. Then now we have triangle ABD, same as CBD. Now, for us to prove that formula, we are going to consider AD to be, let's say, X. Then our AC, sorry, not our AC. Yes, our AC, we know that our AC is B, lowercase b. But for us to get DC, it's going to be the longer side minus the small side, which is B minus C. You see, it's so simple. Now for us to prove this, we are going to use the theorem of Pythagoras. Do you still remember? Hypotenuse with the adjacent plus opposite. You see? Then now, in triangle ABD, let us identify our hypotenuse is going to be C. Then we write C squared is equals to, our adjacent is going to be X. X squared plus our hypotenuse H squared. See, this is theorem of Pythagoras. Then at this point, we are going now to move to the other triangle, this triangle, and do the same. Then our hypotenuse in triangle, let me write it here. In triangle CBD, we also have our hypotenuse, which is A squared. Then our adjacent in this case is going to be B minus C squared. Then our opposite, which is H squared. Same theorem of Pythagoras. Then now, at this point, let us simplify B minus X. We know that if we have something like this, we have to expand it. Immediately after expanding it, we say B multiplied by B, we get B squared. B with X, it's minus BX. Negative X with B is going to be negative BX. BX with X, it's plus X squared. Then we add these two terms, going to be minus 2BX plus X squared with B squared here. Then let us write this here. Then it's going, let me write it somewhere here. Squared is equals to b squared minus 2bx plus x squared together with h squared. Now, at this point, we have two equations. We have two what? Equations. We have equation 1, which is this one. This is our equation 1. Then this is our equation 2. Let us make h squared the subject of the formula, because both of these equations, they do have h. Let us make h squared the subject of the formula. We are going to say now c squared minus x squared is equals to h squared. Where you see h, you substitute this expression. Then it's going to be, oh, I don't have enough space. It's b squared minus 2bx plus x squared. Then where you see h, I'm going to take c squared minus x squared. At this point, we have x squared and x squared, they cancel. Then I'm going to be left out with a squared, b squared. Let me write c first. C squared minus 2, so it is 2 minus 2bx. At this point, we can clearly see that we are so close to the answer. Now, we have a squared, b squared plus c squared minus bx. We need to get rid of this x. For us to get rid of this x, we are going to take this triangle ADB. Remember, we have x here, then c somewhere there with h there. We are going to take the cos of a. When we take the cos of a for this one, a, b, d, you see this x, not this one, but this one. The cos of a is going to be our adjacent, which is x, our hypotenuse, which is c. When you cross multiply, your x is going to be lowercase c sine a with x. Then where you see your x, you plug in this thing, you substitute. This thing is going to be b squared plus c squared minus 2b. Then where you see x is going to be c cos a. Then this is our formula to calculate what? The cosine rule. Then when do we use the cosine rule? Then let us do some application. When do we use this formula? Check. So simple. When do we use the cosine rule? When do we apply cosine rule? If only we have two sides and one angle included. Two sides and one angle included, we use cosine rule. Or if we have three sides, then we use what? Cosine rule. Let us take this diagram. Suppose if I have something like this, a, b, let's say B here. Oh, sorry. Let's say B here, sorry. Then I say my A is 30 degrees. Then here I have, let's say, 25. Say here I have 55. Then I ask you to find BC. How are you going to determine the side of BC? For us to determine the side of BC, we must use what? The cosine rule. Don't forget the general formula for cosine rule was as follows: minus 2BC cos A. But for this problem, we are not going to say lowercase a or lowercase b. Instead, we must use the givens. Then a, for us to find, we normally said a, but now in this problem, we don't have lowercase a. Instead, we have bc. Then we are going to say bc, what squared? Then where you see b, this side, normally we write small b, but now we have ac squared plus, where you see your letter c, we normally say small c, sorry, lowercase c. Then at this point we have ab squared minus 2, check, so simple, 2 is going to be b, 2 then c, bc, you see. Then we say ac, already have ac, and ab cos of angle a. Then we substitute everything. AC, which is 55 squared, plus AB, let's see, our AB is 25 squared minus, I'm not sure I'm going to have enough space, it's 55, 25 cos is 30 degrees. Then I'm going to take a calculator, then punch everything. Let us use our calculator. At this point, we are going to say 55 you square plus 25 you square minus 2, 55, 25 cos 30. Hopefully I did not make any mistake. Okay, then we get 1, 2, 6, 8, then 4, 3, 0, 1, 4. Then for us to find BC, we take root both sides. Then our BC is going to be, okay, sorry, we take the root of 1, 2, 6, 8, comma 4. Let me put it here, comma 4, 3, 0, 1, 6. Then our final answer is going to be 35, comma 6. Let's say 2, we round it to 2 decimal. This was a cosine rule application as well as the proof. Now we are going to move to the third one, which is our area rule. The simplest one, the area rule. It is as follows. Area, let's say, of a triangle is going to be 1/2 BC sine A. we consider this triangle again. We do a simple proof. Say I have A here, B here, C, lowercase a, lowercase c, lowercase b. Then I construct again my height. It should always be perpendicular to the surface AC. Then now we know that we have made a construction already. We know that the area of a triangle, area of a triangle, let's say triangle ABC, should be 1/2 base multiplied by perpendicular height. AC is going to be our base. Then our height is going to be h. This is just base time. Let me say height multiplied by base. This is just a formula to calculate what the height. But now, if we were to substitute the given, it's going to be h with b. By check, it doesn't correspond. We need to do something. We need to do something with that h. You see, that's where now we are going to take the sine of a. Sine of a, we know that the opposite, especially in this triangle, I should have said there another d to make it much easier for us to be able to understand. Let's say in triangle ABD, you see, ABD, then our opposite is going to be h, then our hypotenuse going to be c. We just cross multiply and get h as c sine of a. At this point, we take this thing and substitute where we see our h is going to be 1/2, and we start with b, where we see h going to be c sine of a. When I simplify everything, I get this is sine of a. Then this is our formula of what? Of area rule. You see, it wasn't that difficult. It wasn't that difficult. But now, let us just do a simple application. A simple application for area rule. When do we apply area rule? Area rule. For area rule, you should have two sides and one angle included. Two sides with one, let me say, and one angle included. See, two sides and one angle included. Then let's say now I have my diagram like this. I give you 20 with 80 degrees. Here I give you 50. Then I say to you, find the area of this triangle. We know that the general formula for area is going to be BC sine A. At this point, we have the angle of A. We already have the angle of A, and these two angles are included. When we say the angle is included, it should be between those two sides. You see, it's in between, not there or here. Then now, how are we going to write our formula? We're going to say area of triangle ABC. Then we have 1/2 BC. BC, small or lowercase b, in this case is AC. We multiply by AB. Then our sine of A, which is angle A. Then now it's so simple. You just substitute everything AC is 50, then is 20 sine of 30 degrees. Then let us use our calculator and see. We have 1 over 2 multiplied by 50 multiplied by 20 multiplied by sine of 30. Then we get 250. Don't forget, this is the area, you say unit square. Then this was just an introduction to what? To trigonometry, area rule and cosine rule, as well as sine rule. We did it last time, you see. Okay, my fellow, I thank you. Enjoy.